again, what the critical element here, what allows him to be able to jam that stuff, whether he knows when the shot is coming or not, is the fact that he's maintaining the passive stance integrity. If his hands are too low, if your hands are down here or they're down here and you're mouthing off at the guy, you're going to get nailed. Your hand won't be quick enough to reach up. The hand is quicker than the eye at the close quarter range. So if Kenny's hands are down, and move at about this speed with me, okay? Right? So if Kenny's, I'm going to throw the punch, you try to block it, but your hands are down. If Kenny moves at the same speed I do, but I launch my attack, even if he moves early, it's going to be too late. He's going to get hit. But if his hands are already here, he's halfway there. I always equate your hands to being both your guns and your shield. And so your guns and your shield always want to be facing your opponent. You don't want you to have the guns and your shield down here. You're protecting yourself, and at the same time you're ready to throw your shot at any time that you want. You're poised and ready to go. You have access to your entire arsenal from here. And that's why the whole reflexive response stuff comes in, the opportunity drill stuff comes in. This is what allows you, or allows Kenny or us, to be able to intercept an attack coming full force, full speed ahead, not knowing when, without consent, without doing this kind of shit. We're like, okay, now you do your move and stuff like that. This is why it looks so real, and this is why his head bounced off the floor, and he's bleeding right now, and and everybody is
I'm fine.
And Kenny's okay.
Well, also one thing too is the movement too, because he's always got to reset if you're moving this way and moving that way.
Absolutely.
As opposed to standing still.
Absolutely. This is an excellent point. Kenny just brought up is that the motion that you're doing. This is why when somebody's mouthing off at you, moving around is critical. You always want to be able to see one, situation, establish situational awareness. Two, by constantly moving, you're constantly making him reestablish his position, reestablish his grounding. Therefore, you're forcing him to telegraph his intention because you're a non-stable target. If they say that statistically speaking, they say that 87% of the population are right-handed, that would make 13% left-handed. And so basically stating, just knowing this fact, conceptually speaking, if I'm mouthing off and my hand is back here, technically speaking, I'm probably going to throw a right-handed haymaker. And so if I'm fucking going, yeah man, you got a fucking problem to do this kind of shit, every time he moves, he forces me to reestablish myself. Because if he's a stable target, it becomes a lot easier to throw my shot. The fact that he's moving forces me or forces your attacker to telegraph his intention. That was an excellent point that you brought up. So this is an excellent drill to do, and you can actually add many layers to this drill, which is what we're going to do next actually. We're going to do a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-2 situation. Now how this is going to work is to build on this, is that sometimes you're going to be with a friend, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, whatever, a bystander who's not a fighter by all means, who's never trained, who might not want to have anything to do with the confrontation that might be occurring and that you might be involved in at the time. We've all seen situations where, let's say Misha's the bad guy, right? And he and Kenny got into an argument in the club or whatever, and Kenny pissed him off. Now Kenny is the good guy, and he's trying to defuse the situation. I happen to be Kenny's friend, but I jumped in at too late during the confrontation. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, guys? Now this guy, for the most part, he won't give a shit about me. So what happens is that he's fixating on my friend here, and he's probably assuming, okay, he's not worried about me because he's got 2 or 3 friends behind him who'll probably take care of me if I flare up. So what he's going to be doing is he's going to be concentrating on him. And I've seen this happen countless times where, let's say, we'll reverse the roles. You're the good guy, okay? I'm the bad guy. You're his friend.
I'm his friend.
Yeah, okay, be his friend, right? And so Kenny is his friend, and I'll be, hey man, you got a fucking problem? And Kenny might go, hey, what the fuck's going on here? This doesn't concern you. I fucking told you 100, and all of a sudden, thank you. You don't have to hit me back. I'm making a point. And all of a sudden, what happens is that I'm clearly focusing on the person who's annoyed me, and this person is just a fly to me, so to speak. And so what happens is that sometimes your friend might cause you to fuck up. He might be too much of a distraction. How many times have we seen stuff like this where, come here a second?
I was just going like this.
Yeah, it's like, let's say I'm Kenny's friend, right? And Misha's the bad guy. I might go, okay, Kenny, fuck this, man. We don't need this shit. I might grab Kenny thinking I don't want anybody to fight and I'm trying to be the peacemaker. But just by doing this as a distraction, I just jammed both of my friend's arms. That's the time this guy's probably going to try to sucker punch. Or I might go, hey, Ken, man, fuck this shit. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Ken turns around to looks at me. That's when this guy throws his shot. So awareness becomes critical. This drill not only enhances your awareness for sucker punching, but it also enhances your awareness about other players around. Interpersonal relationship, which is something we cover in our scenario applications package, is critical to understand, right? And so let's say, Frank, I'll use you for a second. Right, and you guys, come over here. Both of you come here, okay? So now here's what's going to happen. Kenny is going to be the bad guy, so give him the gloves, okay? Misha's going to be Kenny's friend. Misha's going to be just standing in the background making sure everything's going down okay according to his friend. I'm going to play the role of the, the guy who doesn't know how to fight. Or actually, we'll do it the other way around. Frank will play the role of the guy who doesn't know how to fight. So Frank is going to be my buddy who's next to me, who's trying to play peacemaker between everybody because he doesn't know what's going on here. He showed up a little bit late in the confrontation, right? So I'm standing here and I'm trying to defeat